a different ingredient, whether it's defensive player, somebody that can get in on a forecheck and create, create loose pucks, create space, all those types of things. So I think for us, we're not going to get ahead of ourselves in looking at the playoffs. We're looking at, and it sounds like a motherhood statement, but we're just kind of looking at tomorrow, right? Like that we got to go through camp here and see if there's chemistry with different guys that we have right now. And so that's the process, right? You practice, you talk. Chief and I'll talk every day. We talk with our staff in here of different ideas. You're looking internally, you look externally. It's easy to say, let's go get a top six forward. Well, who is that? What is the cost? So that's really where we're focused at, Justin, is okay, we've got our group in camp, we're 6 days in or whatever we are. Is there a fit? We've seen Michelli up there. Right now they've had one preseason game under their belts. Max is just now back joining the group. He was working through an injury the first few days. So, and maybe there's some other, maybe there's something else internally. So we're going to continue to look internally, while also continue to look outside and see is there an availability for somebody that can come in and help us.
You're watching and listening to the general manager of the Toronto Maple Leafs, Brad Treliving. Tree, in our heyday, man, you had a lot of tomorrows in training camp, 2-a-days, 10, 12 exhibition games, plenty of time to kind of sort things out. That's not the case anymore, and I'm just wondering, with such a compressed schedule now for exhibition games and knowing that we're a little over a week to game one, how much pressure does that put on someone like Easton Cowan, who's trying to crack the opening lineup, to Michelli to show chemistry, to some of the other guys who are challenging as well?
Yeah, I think, Nick, you're right. The camps are different now. You go through them pretty quick. I think there's different stages of camp. Like, the first 3 days are really sort of a grind. The grind 3 days is getting all the summer skate off and getting back to bumping a little bit, and then you get into the next phase, which is, from the coach's perspective, a little bit more system play, probably a little bit more teaching. And now there's competition within camp, right? We've got a lot of, specifically talking up front, we've got a lot of players here. So there's competition in where, like I said, where you can find chemistry, where you fit. As far as a young player, I think it's really important for them just to keep the picture small, right? Like you start, I know everybody, and you guys do a great job of projecting stuff and opening day rosters and where's everybody going to fit and how do you make a team? Well, how do you make a team is you just stack a good day on top of a good day. So for a guy like Easton, his focus has got to be small. It's just getting ready and having because for those guys, the window is small, right? The window is short. I always tell young players, don't dip your toe in, because you're going to wake up and all of a sudden 3 or 4 days have gone by, and people start making decisions. So just start putting good day after good day. Worry about today. That's all you can really worry about, and then you recharge and get ready for tomorrow. And in Easton's case, I think he's had a really good camp thus far, right? He's I know him and Craig have talked a lot leading up to camp of just some of the things that he wants to see. He came in, he's, like all these younger guys do, they're more mature, they're bigger, stronger. As each year goes by, he had another, had another summer behind him where he can work on his body. So, it's his third camp. You feel more comfortable in the surroundings. It's not all new. So I think, in particular, two young guys that have caught my eye is Easton and Ben Danford's had he played again last night, and I thought he acquitted himself really well. And for them, it's keeping the picture really small. Just worrying about tomorrow. Don't get 2 weeks ahead of yourself or 3 weeks ahead of yourself, or start looking around at the numbers. You can't control any of that. You can just control how well you play, and I think both have acquitted themselves well.
There's some other action going on around your roster right now. In terms of the Joseph Woll absence, I know, we're not going to get into what specifically is going on, but I am curious how much of your time finding a solution there is being used? Is it something serious that you've got to make plans for, or is this something that just kind of wait for him to come back?
Yeah, I mean, we're going to give Joe some space, and I appreciate that. Justin, excuse me, he's he's doing well, and for right now, Joe's not available to us, so we're there to support him and do everything we can, and we certainly expect him back. But at this point, we don't know when that is. So it's like anything, right? An opportunity now presents itself for somebody else. We think we've got good depth at the position. Does that mean that we don't continue to look? You're always looking. Right now, if something didn't, at every position, you're looking at ways to get better, right? You're always looking ways to get better. Is there something out there that's better than what we have? That's sort of the question we ask our staff every day. We like this player out here. Okay, what does he do? Who's he better than in what we currently have? So we do that at all positions. Joe's situation, has put us in a position where we look at it, but we also want to give an opportunity to Dennis right now and Artie, and in Dennis's position, this was kind of his time for me, right? Like, he's had 2 years now over in North America. He's going into his third year here. He's shown. He's been spectacular at times in the American Hockey League. He got a little taste last year. So he's had a really good camp thus far. He was real good last night. So there's an opportunity that opens up for him, right? And so now your job as a player is grab a hold of it, and myself and our staff will continue to look whether a player was taking a leave or not. Is there other avenues to make us better? So we'll continue that process, and we're hopeful and real optimistic that we'll see Joe, before too long.
Brad, you may feel like you have depth, but what you definitely don't have is experience now. And this is an organization that we've seen third goalies like a Matt Murray in the past to be a little bit of that cushion here. So in your mind moving forward, is there a cutoff date if in fact that, you may not have Joseph Woll for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month? Is there depending on what you see early, is it a short leash for these guys to back up Stolars? I mean, you just go day to day on this?
Yeah, it's a little bit all of the above, Nick, and that this is something that we talked a lot over the